Hello and welcome back to World 360. Will a betting scandal further jeopardize Rishi Sunak ahead of the UK elections? What is the latest change in a major military shakeup in Ukraine? And what's the significance of Palestinian leader Mohammed Abbas's potential visit to Russia in the near future? We answer these and more in today's episode. So first up, UK elections. On 4th July, the UK will head to general elections and the Conservative Party, led by Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, is expected to face a major contest against the Labour Party. After his new national service scheme didn't appear to create the electoral gains he had hoped, Sunak is now facing a major scandal which could sink his chances to be elected Prime Minister. Remember, Sunak has never won an election. He was picked by his party to lead the country after a major political instability crisis broke out in the UK in 2022. In the latest development, two parliamentary candidates in the Conservative Party have been accused of using insider knowledge to make bets on the date of the next election, and now they are currently being investigated by the UK's Gambling Commission. Now, during a TV debate in Nottingham on Wednesday, the Labour Party's Keir Starmer grilled Sunak on this very issue. He accused Sunak of being bullied into taking action over the betting row and compared the scandal to Partygate. If you recall, Partygate was the issue that sunk Boris Johnson when it was revealed that MPs in his party were regularly attending social events during COVID-19 when the rest of the country was forced to adhere to strict social distancing rules. So, what is this betting scandal? Well, as I mentioned, two of the Conservative Party's parliamentary candidates, Craig Williams, standing in Montgomeryshire, and Laura Saunders, standing from Bristol North West, are under the scanner. While Williams admitted to making a huge error of judgment, Saunders said she would sue media channels running the story about the betting scandal. The Conservative Party eventually dropped both of them as candidates in a major U-turn. It's also worth mentioning that Craig Williams was a parliamentary private secretary to Rishi Sunak at one point, which is why the whole scandal has just added to Sunak's problems ahead of the election. So far, analysts are predicting a consequential defeat for the Conservatives in the election. At least 3 opinion polls so far project a low chance for Sunak and his party, with one pollster claiming it'll be an electoral wipeout. For our second topic, we're looking at the latest military shakeup in Ukraine. Earlier this week, President Volodymyr Zelensky fired a top commander of the Joint Forces Command of Ukraine's military after a well-known soldier accused the commander of causing mass casualties in the war with Russia. Lieutenant General Yuri Sodal served a very short term in the position, just February to June 2024. He had played a leading role in recapturing much of southern Kherson region from Russian fighters. But in early 2023, he commanded the defense of Bakhmut in eastern Ukraine, a town that eventually fell to Russian forces. On 23rd June, one of the commanders of the Azov Brigade filed an official complaint with the State Bureau of Investigation, or the SBI, in Ukraine, calling for an investigation into Lieutenant General Sodal's actions, accusing him of causing more Ukrainian soldier casualties than any Russian general. He went as far as to say that 99% of the military hate Lieutenant General Sodal for what he has done. The Lieutenant General has now been replaced with Brigadier General Andriy Hanatov, commanding troops of the Eastern Operational Command. Let's not forget that this comes after the Ukrainian military's top commander, Valery Zaluzny, a 4-star general and diplomat, was dismissed in February after public differences with Zelensky over the conduct of the war. He served as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Ukraine from July 2021 up until February this year. These incidents are part of a series of military leadership shakeups this year amid Ukraine's struggles in the war against Russia. Analysts say Lieutenant General Sodal's removal could weaken Ukrainian military chief Colonel General Alexander Syrsky, who had appointed him. Let's not forget that Syrsky himself has only been serving as Commander-in-Chief of the Ukrainian Armed Forces since February this year. For our last topic, we're looking at a potential visit by Palestinian leader Mohammed Abbas to Russia in the near future, and what significance this holds. On Thursday, Russian state-run RIA news agency reported that the Palestinian Authority president could be visiting Moscow in August. Abbas had planned to come to Russia last November, but the visit was postponed at the request of the Palestinian side. Let's not forget that the Gaza war broke out last October, and since then, Russia has been vying to play a role in resolving the conflict, reiterating for a two-state solution. However, it is unclear whether representatives of Palestinian factions other than Fatah would participate in this state visit along with Mohammed Abbas. Well, the last time Abbas visited Russia was November 2021, during which he was seeking to revive the Middle East Quartet of International Mediators. It's a very interesting group if you look at it. It was established in Madrid in 2002 as the result of the escalating conflict in the Middle East. And this quartet consists of the UN, the US, the EU, and Russia. The quartet's relevance, of course, has been waning and was already waning when Abbas visited Russia in 2021 and has only waned more amid the Ukraine war, where the US and Russia are firmly on opposing sides. But back in November 2021, when Abbas visited Russia, he held a meeting with Putin in Sochi, where he discussed reviving the political process. He had told Sputnik News at the time that he trusts the Russian support in this framework, in light of Russia's faith in the two-state solution. Let's also not forget that Russia is one of the permanent members of the UN Security Council, though we've seen how resolutions for a ceasefire in Gaza have been opposed and vetoed by the US and its allies, as well as Russia and China on the other side. Russia's role in the Gaza war has also been complicated by its proximity with Iran and has relied quite a lot on Iran for drones and other military and political support to fight Ukraine. And by virtue of this, Russia's relations with Israel have also deteriorated. It's a far cry from a few years ago when Russia was actively playing mediator in the Israel-Palestine issue and had in fact attempted to arrange a meeting between Mohammed Abbas and Benjamin Netanyahu, but that didn't come to fruition. Now, of course, Abbas sits in the West Bank, not Gaza, where Iran-backed Hamas is in power, which makes this proposed visit by Abbas to Russia all that more interesting, as we're seeing more levers in the Middle East being pulled. Will a meeting like this allow Russia to wear its mediator cap at a time when it's reeling under Western sanctions and international pressure by fighting its own war in Ukraine? Thanks for watching. This is Pia Krishnankutty for ThePrint.